Good morning. Today is the 18th of August, 2026. This is the Defense Report's Wires Brief, your daily roundup of the latest defense, intelligence, and international security news. I'm Stuart Webb, and here are today's top stories. Iran threatened to go on the offensive if diplomacy with the United States fails. An Iranian official stated that Iranian entities must prepare to escalate tensions in the Strait of Hormuz and the wider region, as Iran will be ready to make decisions and take action on difficult decisions, and added that Iran will conduct a timely and precise military attack to break the U.S. naval blockade if diplomacy fails. The 60-day Memorandum of Understanding between Iran and the United States has expired. Iran's top negotiator said that the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed until the U.S. meets Tehran's demands, including lifting the naval blockade and unfreezing Iranian assets. In a diplomatic riposte, President Trump posted an infographic depicting the Strait of Hormuz as new U.S. territory. In Iraq, the Iranian-backed militia group Kataib Hezbollah set new conditions for it to hand over its weapons to the Iraqi state. The government has set a 30th of September deadline for armed forces to disarm, which will also coincide with the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Iraq. Kataib Hezbollah wants Turkish forces to withdraw from the Kurdistan region and the dissolution of the region's Kurdish Peshmerga forces. The Iraqi government responded with a warning to the group. In Syria, Israel struck the runway and storage facilities of the Abu Duhara military airfield in northwestern Syria 8 times. No casualties were reported, but there was material damage. This came after a Turkish military delegation visited the airfield as part of preliminary efforts to bring the military airbase back into service. Israel has warned Syria not to rebuild any military capabilities which could pose a threat to Israel. Lebanon is handing over an al-Assad-era general after questioning him on alleged war crimes. Major General Adel Issa will be the first military officer to be handed over by Lebanon since al-Assad's fall in late 2024. In Somalia, Somali national forces clashed with fighters loyal to the former president of the southwest state of Somalia, Abdiaziz Laftagareen. Loyalist troops attacked Somali army positions in the state capital of Baidoa with the assistance of al-Shabaab militants. This is a worrying development, as any cooperation with al-Shabaab, al-Qaeda's affiliate, should be. Al-Shabaab remains a credible threat to the country and the region. 8 Somali pirates hijacked a cargo ship approximately 4 nautical miles south of Mariu, Somalia, and the hijacking was reported by the vessel's security officer. Normally, monsoon season would restrict Somali pirate activity, but 4 merchant vessels are currently being held in the broader region. Moving on to the Ukraine-Russia war, Ukraine launched over 600 drones targeting the Moscow region. Ukraine targeted a wild berries warehouse and other sites near Moscow. Moscow's mayor claims that 180 of the drones were shot down. Images on social media showed smoke rising from high-rise buildings that were under construction. Russia accused Britain of being an accomplice and co-perpetrator in Ukrainian attacks and of escalating the situation by providing Ukraine with new drones. The Russian embassy in London stated that the deeper its involvement in the conflict and the greater its support for Kyiv's terrorist machinery, the higher the price it will pay. This comes after it became known that the UK is providing BAE's Nayan maritime one-way effector and that it's been used on multiple Russian oil refineries. Moving on to South Korea, both U.S. Democratic and Republican senators are pushing back against Trump's decision to scale back U.S.-South Korean military drills. Various senators are stating that this is a major North Korean propaganda win and that instead of North Korea being on alert, it will free up more soldiers to send to aid Russia's war in Ukraine. The South Korean military fired warning shots at North Korean soldiers who were crossing the military demarcation line. This is the first incident of this year where South Korea fired on North Korean troops. The MDL bisects the demilitarized zone separating the two countries. In the United States, the Pentagon ordered 30 universities to conduct sweeping audits of their foreign research partnerships, including collaborations with Chinese institutions and organizations, or risk losing federal funding. The Pentagon did not disclose which universities were asked to do the audit. In July, the U.S. placed 130 Chinese, Russian, and Iranian universities and research institutions on the Foreign Institutions Engaging in Problematic Activities list under the Section 1286 of the National Defense Authorization Act. The U.S. Department of War announced a 7-year, $22.9 billion contract with Raytheon to accelerate the production of Tomahawk cruise missiles. The contract aims to provide stability and assurance by increasing Raytheon's workforce and manufacturing capacity and fortifying its supply chains. The goal is that Raytheon will produce 1,000 Tomahawk missiles a year, a tenfold increase from recent levels. In Germany, the Defense Ministry reports that its personnel numbers now stand at 186,700, roughly 3,700 more than the year earlier, a 2% boost. Germany wants to increase this to a full-time force around 260,000 plus, and around 200,000 reservists by the mid-2030s. Some believe, including the Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, that this goal will not be achieved without some sort of introduced military service. TKMS CEO Oliver Burkhardt said that the company is interested in exploring whether other European shipyards can be part of future submarine deals. This does not pertain to the current Type 212CD being built for the Norwegian, German, and Canadian navies. A possible partner could be Spain's Navantia. Components or parts of the potential submarines could be built, but ultimately the final construction would take place in Germany. And finally, in Pakistan, after rumors that Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan's health was at stake, he was transferred from prison to the Shifa International Hospital. The Pakistani Supreme Court directed authorities to do so for a few days for a thorough medical review. There were caveats, though, such as that Imran Khan's family and lawyers cannot share the medical report with others for political purposes. And that concludes today's Wires Brief. If you found this useful, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and visit defenseport.com for our analysis on these topics and more. And until next time, have a good day.